Hello, everybody. This is Arnie Singleton, a.k.a. T-Dog from The Walking Dead, and you are listening to Dispatch Radio with my main man, Brandon.
All right, folks, we have a great guest with us. You've heard us talk about many of his projects. I'm a huge fan of Leverage, the new show TNT's Librarians, and, of course, when we were interviewing Skeet Ulrich, we were talking about 50 to 1, his movie. But he's got a lot of other things going on. We get a chance to finally catch up with and get an update. Christian Kane, how are you, my friend?
Man, I'm good. Thank you for having me so much.
Oh, man, I tell you what, you got so many. I didn't even mention the new films, but, of course, right now you're focusing on the music and stuff. Man, you got to work in a nap, man. We're working you to death.
Well, I got to keep going 90 miles an hour with my hands on fire. I tend to burn out. You know what I mean? Idle hands is not good for a cat like me.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on with the music tour and what kind of things you're putting together.
Well, we just got done. We played 3 shows in London, which show I just had a blast with. One of them was a convention, and got to see a lot of got my friends and family who call themselves the Caniacs, and they're just the best people and the best fans in the world. So that was a lot of fun getting to see them and come back and head out to I think St. Louis to do Wizard World, which I'm looking forward to. Haven't done that in a while, and then I am straight on a plane to Portland, Oregon, because we're fortunate enough to get to start Librarians Season 2.
Folks, if you need to get some details on those tickets, the May tour there in St. Louis, you can get those information there at ChristianKane.com. And if you're a Caniac, like he mentioned, I'm sure you already know that, but get your information there. So what is the balance that you try to strike here between doing the film, the TV, the music? I mean, do you have a certain – how do you balance that out there for your brother?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm still a little 15-year-old kid that got on the side of his bed and prayed this would happen to him. So every day on set's a gift. You know what I mean? You just gotta keep working. I mean, the other alternative is I could not be working. You know, so and that scares the heck out of me. So you keep going, and you just, you know, I love what I do, and that's just it. You get tired sometimes, but you never really stop to think about it because you're, you know. I have to be honest with you. It's kind of like I haven't had a job in 15 years. You know, when you love what you do, you really truly love what you do. It's not going to work. So I'm fortunate, man. Lord's blessed me, so I'm just going to keep on trucking.
So you mentioned Librarians. TNT picked up Season 2. It's going to have 10 episodes. You're back with Rebecca Romaine and a great cast. What about this show really kind of locked you in when you read that script, or you knew that's something you wanted to be a part of?
Well, I was, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have been friends with Noah Wiley for a couple of years, and it was always an honor to hang with him and watch him play this character, the librarian. And funny thing about this movie is, for years, I did a film with Tom Selleck called Crossfire Trail, and it was the #1 cable watch movie in the history of television. We had that for years and years, and it was on TNT. And then, of course, my boss today, Dean Devlin, and Noah Wiley come out, the librarian, and it beats us. So it was fun to step into new shoes, but already have a built-in, you know, fan base for this show. You know what I mean? People
Absolutely.
Just love what Noah Wiley did. And, you know, and watching him play this character is, it's funny because when you jump off of something like Leverage, where you're the tough guy and you're Mr. T, you know, I was like, I don't know if I can just sit here and make fun of myself just because I played this other character for so long. And the first day on set, I see Noah Wiley doing his act, and you know, and he's basically in his performance telling me it's all right to make fun of yourself, and I'm doing it, and it's been so much fun. And plus, I'm reconnected with my boss John Rogers, who created Leverage and created Librarians, and then also Dean Devlin, who created Librarians and Leverage as well. So I get to work for the same people all over again, and that's something special because you develop a family.
Beyond just the family thing, how is the crew and the cast different than your experience on Leverage? You were on Leverage for so many years, and now obviously the Librarians got off with such a big splash. I mean, how are things different? I mean, I know it's got to be a great feeling, a great experience to work with some of the similar folks, but at the same time, new experiences and meet new people is also pretty amazing as well.
Yeah, I miss him, man. I miss, you know, Tim Hutton's my best friend, so I miss Tim every day, and we still talk, and me and Beth still talk, and me and Alda still talk, and I'll speak with Gina, and she's across the pond. We're all still really good friends. I think that's why Leverage was so successful, is because, you know, when we got done with a 15-hour day, we'd all go have dinner together. That's how close we were, and I think that's what showed so much on that show, on Leverage. But with the Librarians, I played Rebecca Romaine's brother on her series King and Maxwell the year before. So we'd already played like brother and sister. So when we got to the set, we just kind of played brother and sister again. It was easy walking into that family, And like I said, I knew Noah for a couple of years. So it wasn't a shock. It's absolutely different, but it's a different show. So there's different chemistry with all these people,
I'd love to pick his brain further, folks. We got to keep moving, though. We're on limited time here. You definitely don't want to miss Librarians Season 2. We'll definitely link to some more information when we get that. And, Christian, you also have some other films I want to give you a chance to plug. I know Heaven Sent and Tinker's also in the works, things like that. Do you have an update on any of those when they're going to drop and what your thoughts are on those?
I just got out. Yeah, Michael Landon Jr., Michael Landon's son, Michael Landon Jr. directed this little Christmas movie that we did. That turned into a big Christmas movie. Me and Marley Shelton, who she's been a friend for years. The only reason why I say these people have been friends for years, it's so much easier to walk on a set when you know somebody because there's already chemistry there, which is great. And we did this little movie with her and Ernie Hudson, and it turned out to be such a great Christmas film, And then, I'm excited. I'm excited because the Derby's coming up in a couple of days, and 50 to 1 is finally going to be out on DVD and a whole bunch of other venues you can get it on, and that was the movie for me last year that was so much fun with me and Skeet, and I got to work with William Devane, and we're the 2009 true story of Mind That Bird, and it was so tough because there's so much heart in this movie, but when those real guys that you're portraying are standing there on set, not much older than you, because like I said, it happened in 2009, and to have Jim Wilson at the helm directing, just to have a movie with this much heart, man, is so much fun to have in your repertoire, and I'm fortunate because there was a theatrical release, but it was a limited theatrical release, and people overseas haven't got to see it, so now everybody's going to get to see it, and I can't wait till they do because it's basically a modern day Rocky.
Absolutely good stuff, and I know Skeet had a lot of the similar things to say about the folks, the real life folks that they're on set with you and kind of bringing it to life, and it was an amazing experience. Well, and I know we got to wrap up, but I want to touch on you had this role on Angel, and from time to time I'm betting that there's some folks that still come up to you and remember that, and that fan base is not really going away now, is it?
No, it's not, man. And that's where kind of everything started was back in those days. I got to thank Joss Whedon for giving me that opportunity. And Angel was so much fun. It's not me and David Boreanaz were really close back then, and it's fun to go to set every day and try to kill your best friend. So
and have a legacy that lives on, right?
And that's what's great about the Librarians. It's got a lot of that Angel stuff in it. Not so much vampires and all that stuff, but it's got a little bit of the darkness, and it's also got a lot of the magic, and we're getting to do CGI stuff again, which is fun, and monsters and all that kind of stuff. And I think that all the young people that were fans of of Angel, we're developing younger fans now. I can't tell you how many kids I bumped. Used to, when I bumped into a kid after Angel, they'd get scared and start crying. They literally would and run to their mom. But all these kids are really loving the Librarians, and it's kind of cool to see the whole fan base kind of start over again on Librarians the same way it did years ago on Angel. So that's really fun for me.
And the other thing, of course, Netflix is giving you a nice binge-watching. If you haven't already jumped on Leverage, folks, you need to get involved because it is an amazing show. You will be hooked, I guarantee. It's a great characters, great writing. Loved every minute of it. And one last question for you, my brother. I know it's great to, putting together your music and all that, but it's got to feel really kind of a cool feather in the back of your hat to know that one of the songs that you wrote, that Trace Adkins put it to publish that song, Happy Man.
He did, man. He did that, and I didn't get to see him. I had gone back to do Leverage whenever he cut it, and so it wasn't until we were both getting on a plane, which was even cooler, because it was not in Nashville. So we were both getting on a plane, and I thanked him for it, and he was very nice. He's a very nice guy, and that was pretty cool. And I just covered that a little bit of a different way. You can go on YouTube and see it. Out here in London, the first night we were out here, I covered it just a little bit different. So if you want to check out sort of my new version, that a song I wrote called Happy Man, you sure can. And that's about it, man. You covered a lot. I know that there's talks of a Leverage movie, so you might be happy about that. That's
absolutely. I'm really just kind of hoping, and of course maybe you'll shake some Independence Day 2 sequel information out of Dean, and he'll be able to give us a little heads up there or something like that. But we're all looking forward to.
Yeah, I'll see him in a couple of weeks, so hopefully I'll get some more scoop on that. But it's supposedly it's very close to happening, and I really hope it does, man. You got to bring me back on if it does. We'll shoot the stuff again.
Absolutely. Christian Kane, folks, he's back on iTunes. You don't want to miss that. Check that out. If you don't know much about him, you can go to his website, ChristianKane.com. The Let Me Go music video will give you an idea of his flavor of music that he's throwing out there. And, of course, if you want to follow him on Twitter, that's at ChristianKane01, at ChristianKane01. You can follow him. Brother, thank you again for fitting us in. We'll talk anytime. Huge fan, and it's great to get a chance to catch up with you, brother.
Yeah, listen, thank you so much. And if you want to check out another video, only because we were talking about leverage, so I'm sorry. If you check out the House Rules video, Timothy Hutton directed that. Not a lot of people know that Tim directed that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah. So that's a fun little one to watch, to see his influence on my music. So, all right, buddy. Well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon, bro.
Thank you again. Likewise.